Welcome back to the channel, guys and gals. I hope everybody's been having a wonderful week already. You know, tomorrow's Friday. Well, actually, today's Friday. And everybody's going to be wanting to get off work, go have some fun over the weekend. And all I'm going to ask is please be safe. So in this video, I didn't film it, but I do have the roofs attached. And if you watch the short, I have been smoothing out the body lines. Now, as I was smoothing out the body lines, I found that there was some gaps down here. Nothing major, nothing that can't be fixed. Um, Other than this one little end right here, I'm going to do some pretty good sanding right there to get that end back flush. But this car, once I do the roof repaint, touch up the roof, run the paint stripe in the blue, we're done with the lounge car, and I've already done the kitchen car. While we're on the subject, I want to welcome O-scale, O-gauge trains and slot cars to the channel. That's pretty cool, dude. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for coming to hang out on this channel. It's really cool that you're here, and I enjoy your content. I enjoy your running sessions. Very, very cool. I like how you've done your layout. You know, a lot of people say, well, it's not detailed. It doesn't have to be detailed. It doesn't have to be. It's all the enjoyment of what you like, right? Speaking of layouts on the floor, there's several other people I do follow on YouTube that do have their layouts actually on the floor. And I find that very cool. Because we're just going to say there was a influential party sometime, I don't know, 1932 to 1945 by the name of Hermann Göring. Believe it or not, Hermann Göring was actually a train fan. He had his own personal train, plus he had inside Carnell Hall, he had on the top floor, 300-foot loft that was completely covered with O-gauge trains on the floor. He had some type of white stuff down. All the pictures I've seen is like, looks like maybe some type of carpet maybe that was supposed to simulate snow. But rumor has it, according to everything I've read, it was he entertained his family, himself, his kids, dignitaries, visiting guests, along with political party members, and he also entertained Hitler with the trains. So that was pretty cool to learn. So for all you guys out there that have your layout on the floor, don't feel bad about that, because there are some guys out here on YouTube that have their layouts on the floor, and they have done some beautiful landscape work. Some of them just like to run, and they have multiple levels, and they're absolutely great. So don't feel bad about that. Just putting that out there, because some people are like, well, I don't have a layout. Doesn't matter. If I had a 300-foot loft that was empty, I'd be doing the same thing. Have a podium with all my switch buttons, and my power packs, and my trains on the floor right there with a rope around them to keep people from walking in there. I would. That's just me, though. All right, so filling the gaps. As most of y'all know, I do use a lot of different products. I've stated before in my past that I have actually done body work professionally, so I do use a lot of products, and I know it works for it really well. Sometimes I do try other products, especially some modeling products, because they do work pretty good. For filling in minor stuff like this, I like to use the stuff called Bondo Professional. Well, if they call it glazing and spot putty. Works really good for just doing like little lines right here, little gaps all through here, and it doesn't take a lot. So that's what I'm going to do on this one. I will have to get to a Hobby Lobby because I do need to pick up some more Mr. Putty, because my tube is kind of dried up. So got this. Now where's my other tube at? And here's the activator. So let me pan down here. I'm using a scrap piece of wood. And it doesn't take a lot. You don't want to mix up a whole lot at one time because this stuff can dry up very, very fast. About that much. Not much. Not much. And I'm going to use a scrap piece of wood to mix it with. So, and then take your line. Just like that. Yeah, we were talking about a kit bash in one of the videos that I was going to start doing another kit bash. But I do have my original kit bash I did on this channel, I guess about 2 years ago, I guess it was. And got to thinking about it. And I really do need to bring it back on the channel because there's just been some stuff I have not been happy with on it. Mainly the floor. So I'm looking at possibly redoing that floor on it. And, maybe redoing the roof as well. Even though I did kit bash that roof. Probably a lot of styrene, by the way, to do that. This stuff does not take long to harden up at all. So be aware of that if you decide to use this stuff like this. So as I say, do not mix up a whole lot at one time. Because you don't want to waste it. You're going to have a little bit of waste. I try to keep my waste down to a very minimum. And it's not because of anything else. I just don't like a lot of waste. My father was the same way. And I guess I kind of picked that up from him. And I will say this, the warmer it is outside, the faster this stuff will dry up. So just be aware of that as well. And there we go. So we got this side done. Now all I'll have to do is go back, sand it, make sure everything's smooth. We're good. So we got a little bit on this side we need to do. Not much. Alright. Let's get a little bit more mixed up. Excuse me while I clean off my little scrap piece of wood I'm using. Yeah, I'm probably going to go back to Otto's parts store and get some more of this stuff. This stuff's lasted me a long time. Again, I've used this tube now on several different kit bashes. So that tube's at least a year old, at least. fact, I know. In fact, I was in California when I bought that tube. I was in Stockton, California, because I left the truck stop and walked all the way down to O'Reilly's, which was a mile and a half away, just to go get this, because I didn't want to drive the truck down there. Funny things that you go do just because you don't want to have to drive somewhere. Alright, let's take a look here. Where was it? Oh yeah, right there. Alright, just make sure that little bitty end right there, just kind of coat it a little bit, just make sure it's nice and sealed. This end I will come back and do because I need to do a little bit of shaving right there to get everything nice and flush again. But that's alright. Here's the kitchen car. As you can see, I've already done a lot of backfilling on it. This is that Mr. Putty. It seems to work pretty good on some things, as long as you don't have a big gap in there. Wait just 1 second. I'm actually getting super, super excited with how this car, all of it, has turned out. I really, really am. I'm looking forward to getting them on the rails and seeing these actually run around the rails for the very first time. So, we got that done. Alright. If you notice, I'm kind of going nice and slow with this on the Mr. Putty, because if you go fast, it wants to burn, if you will. and I try not to do that. They say this stuff is sandable, and I think it's 10 minutes or something like that, but normally I found that if you let it sit for about an hour, that's usually about the best that it's going to get as far as getting hardened. And of course, occasionally, then you're going to feel that little bump in there that's just going to irritate you. I try to make sure it's all nice and smooth before I do the final touch up and paint. Because there is going to be some touch ups on this car. Yeah. Which hopefully I'll be able to film that this weekend. And I'll show y'all how I go about doing a lot of this so that way y'all can see it before it gets clear coated. And alright, well, that's got it at least down. I can still see there's a gap right in here with the Mr. Putty in there. Mr. Putty works out real good, but it also, when it starts drying, it shrinks, so it may dip on you. So I will have to run a little bit of a couple of spots right there. I'll have to run some spot glaze filler in there. No biggie. Sad part about doing this in the truck is that after this is all dried and everything's all said and done, I spend the next week cleaning my truck. But that's the price we pay as being a hobbyist, you know. Okay. Alright, well, let's mix up some real quick, so try not to keep this video too long. Alright, now let's mix up some more. Again, you do not want to mix up a whole lot at one time. I like the Eastwood products too. Ooh, where's my razor blade when I need it? Nowhere around. Oh, well, I can use my X-Acto. That'll work. Take some of this extra crap off. But that way it's out of the way. We got several people here on this channel now that are have a lot of fan base, and I want to thank you guys for coming here and hanging out with this channel. Um, it's very very heartfelt. I know y'all hear that a lot, but trust me, when coming from me, it's very very heartfelt having y'all here. All you subscribers, I mean, y'all really truly what keeps me coming back and keeps me doing these videos because I enjoy it. You know, and every time somebody subscribes and you guys drop comments, you know, that really, really shows me I might be doing something right, you know. And that's very, very heartfelt. And, you know, I appreciate all you guys for being here. Y'all don't have to be, and yet y'all found something in my videos that were different, you know. And that's cool. I appreciate y'all being here. I really do. It's very, very heartfelt. After everything I've been through, you know, I'm very, very humble with the amount of subscribers I have. And I'm thankful for each and every one of y'all. You know, I got asked one time, well, what are you going to do when you hit 1,000? If I hit 1,000, I hit 1,000. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. You know? That's the way I feel about it. I'm just thankful for for the subscribers I got and the loyalty that y'all shown and been here, and I'm happy with that. You know that old saying they used to say that, you know, less is more. Sometimes I agree with that. Because I have truly found that you, the subscribers, I already feel like a rich man. You know, every time y'all drop a comment, you know, whether it was good or bad, I feel like a rich man. That's truly how I feel when you guys are watching these videos and, you know, making comments. I truly do feel like a rich man. As weird as that might sound, but I do. Alright, let's flip it over right here. Let's see that. Right there. So we got a little bit of right there where we had a couple little low spots. I wanted to make sure that that was nice and smooth. We got this side over here done, which most of this, 90% of that will all be gone after I do the smoothing on it on both these cars. And then we're going to get into doing paint and touch-ups, running the other pinstripe, and get into clear coat. So there we go. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Please hit like and subscribe, drop some comments. Let's keep rocking and rolling on this channel. And everybody, please, 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 please be safe this weekend. I want to see each and every one of you back. And again, thank you all to each and every one of you subscribers. It's a very, very, very heartfelt. And there's just not enough I can say for each and every one of y'all for coming and hanging out on this channel. Again, keep the shiny side up, rubber down. I'll see you on the next video. We'll see about tomorrow. Or it might be Saturday. We'll see you then. Y'all have a nice night.